Secretary Hagel, in January, the DoD published a revised instruction that was in response to the religious liberty language, including in both the FY13 and FY14 NDAA. However, the directive failed in a number of ways to address the concerns of members of Congress, which I noted in a letter sent to you this week. It was March 4th. You probably haven't had a chance to review it yet. Mr. Secretary, can you explain how the Department intends to ensure that protection is provided for a service member's freedom to discuss, explain, mention, and reference their specific faith tenets either in private or in public while completing an official military duty? And just to mention here also, the directive does specifically but very narrowly address such things as attire, jewelry, headwear, so forth, but it seems to ignore the really important parts of this, which is, again, the freedom to discuss, explain, mention, and reference their specific faith tenets.
You note, Congressman, the memo, the standard that we have published to bring a service-wide standard to acknowledge religious freedom, expression of that, but at the same time not proselytizing.
Yes.
And there is a difference. We tried to give some framework of standards across all the services. You mentioned specifically headwear, some of the specific areas that are always close calls. The good order and discipline of our system has to be maintained. We've given the local commanders the call on their judgment, depending on the mission. We're not trying to inhibit anyone's freedoms to express themselves, praying 5 times a day, but it can't interfere with the mission of the military either. It has to maintain the good order and discipline of the military. So the local commander is an important last arbiter in this. Each command, each situation is a little different. We try to build in flexibility to that. But, for example, no member of the clergy is told to, is expected to, should, is forced to do something that would be against his or her religion. Well, so we've tried to give a standard, but also some flexibility.
Well, Mr. Secretary, I mean, for instance, we get reports that members somehow are disciplined or told to remove a Bible that's on their desk. In one case, there was some prose written by, I think, a chaplain, having to do with the old standard, there's no such thing as an atheist in a foxhole. We hear about prayers that have to receive some sort of scrutiny by command, the word Jesus removed. And so what I'm saying is it doesn't appear, at least thus far, that the directives have addressed this at all. Again, it's jewelry, it's cosmetic things, which I think does not address what we put in the NDAA, both in FY13 and 14.
First of all, I'm not aware of the specific issues, and I'd be glad to look into them if you want.
They're all outlined in A Clear and Present Danger through the Family Research Council, so I'll be happy to upload that to you.
But to your bigger question and answer, local commanders have authority and responsibility to make those kind of calls based on what they think is appropriate for their command. Again, we've tried to give them some overall guidance for all our services, but I'd be glad to look at the specifics of this.
Well, I guess a good start would be the letter that we sent you, which of course you haven't had.
I have not seen it yet, but
yes, sir, it's
I will
March
respond.
4th.
I'll look at it and respond.
So I think that would be a good start on this. We've already had one hearing. I think we plan for another one soon. In fact, Mr. Wilson is a subcommittee chairman of that committee, so we would like to delve in this further.
I'll respond to you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.